Julian Konzern was a very interesting character that was introduced in the Beyblade. He first appeared in the episode The Bay with a Hero's Name, and since then he has gone on to become a great blader with a really cool bay. At times though, I felt like Konzern was truly an unstable person, and his character dives deeper than just his emperoristic personality and great fortune. He has many past events and signs of despair that makes him a great character. Julian's personality is a very confident and prideful person. He was someone who was good at everything and truly desired it all. He comes from a very wealthy family, the Konzerns, who strive to be number one. They cannot fail at anything, and because of it, this makes Julian think he is better than everyone else. To him, winning is like breathing, and he is not used to anything else. This is what really makes up Julian's whole personality. He was always seen by reporters and news articles and really carried a lot on his shoulders everywhere he went. He was always busy with meetings and schedules, and when he was done with the day, he would spend time Beyblading and practicing. This lets us know how much he appreciates Beyblading even if he says he doesn't. His family was so good at everything, and Beyblade was just another stepping stone for him to be the best. He wanted to win the world championships and say he is the best in the world. One of the defining traits of Julian Konzern is his confidence. He exudes an aura of self-assurance, often bordering on arrogance, especially when it comes to his Beyblade skills. His confidence is not unwarranted though, as he possesses remarkable talent and has achieved significant success in the world of Beyblade. However, beneath his confident exterior lies a complex individual. Julian is not merely content with winning. He strives for perfection in every battle. He has a competitive spirit and a relentless drive to be the best. This determination sometimes leads him to push himself to the limit, showing his commitment to mastering his craft. Despite his competitive nature, Julian also demonstrates sportsmanship and respect for his opponents. He acknowledges worthy adversaries and values the challenge they present. His interactions with other bladers reveal a sense of honor, even in the heat of the battle. Julian's personality is also marked by his loyalty to his team. As a member of KiiNGKhyy, he shares a strong bond with his teammates and is willing to support them both on and off the battlefield. While he may have a commanding presence, he also understands the importance of collaboration and teamwork in achieving victory. Julian Konzern's approach to Beyblade is often characterized by his intense focus and dedication, which can sometimes give the impression that he lacks a sense of fun or enjoyment in the sport. Unlike some other characters who may engage in Beyblade primarily for the thrill or excitement of the game, Julian seems to view it more as a serious endeavor, almost like a mission or a duty. As a member of Team Excalibur, he likely underwent rigorous training and was instilled with a strong sense of discipline and commitment to the sport. This upbringing may have molded him into a highly focused and determined competitor, leaving little room for fun. For him, Beyblade is not just a pastime or a form of entertainment. It's a platform to demonstrate his prowess and prove himself as the best. He couldn't possibly have the same fun as his peers, as to him, winning wasn't fun, it was just something that was normal to him. I want to dive a little bit into the Beyblade manga as we got to see more of Julian's backstory from here. In chapter 26, he is fighting Jinga in the World Championships and is getting ready to crush Jinga's bay. His little brother then tries to stop him, telling him that he needs to stop this. His little brother goes on saying, "You're completely consumed by hatred. I can't see you like this anymore." Julian then kicks his little brother away and Kenta goes to the little brother, asking if he is okay. The little brother calls out the Jinga, saying he must defeat his brother. We learn that Julian was not always like this. When he was young, he would always get trophies and try to show them off to his dad. He always thought about his dad's opinion of him and wanting his dad to acknowledge him. His dad comes into the room and Julian gets ready to show him what he got. His father walks right past him though and tells him that he is too busy. Julian is completely upset by this and smashes his trophy into the ground. He then yells that his father does not care about him or his little brother. They fast forward a bit where Julian has now won the championship of Italy for Beyblading. His little brother congratulates him and says too bad father isn't here, but Julian says stop mentioning him. His dad does eventually walk in and says he heard Julian won the tournament. He tells him that he is proud of him. Julian is completely shocked by this and then his dad leaves again. Julian then realizes that the only way to get his father's attention is to be number one. This is where Julian's obsession with number one really started. From that day on, he didn't recognize anyone anymore and would brutally defeat every opponent he came across and rejected any form of mercy and became an extremely powerful blader. Now this diverts a bit from the anime but still holds some truth to an extent. Julian would do anything to get his father to like him, and if it meant brutally defeating opponents, then so be it. Julian is always telling people they can never understand, and that's why he will always be victorious. Jinga tells him that he is actually the one who hasn't understood anything. Julian's confused, and Jinga tells him if that's your only reason for Beyblading, then you couldn't be more wrong. Jinga will go on to defeat Julian with his special move, Galactic Lightning Flash, fusing his bay with strikers. Julian is then acknowledged by his father, even though he lost and his family is back together. When Jinga said he didn't understand before, he meant to be fighting for something more than just victory. Beyblade is special to all of us, and Julian needed to see that beyond victory. Now back to the anime version. Julian's fight against Jinga is really my favorite match ever in the whole series. The music, the intense emotion, and the feeling of victory in one's grasp. For Julian, victory had felt assured and that there was no worry. KiiNGKhyy was put through a grueling match but was able to find his spark and realize Pegasus' new power to help him give him the win over Julian. This was a huge shocker to Julian, who had never lost at anything in his life. He was the proud image of the Konzern family, and winning meant everything, but so did losing. Even if you lose once, that felt like everything was over. Julian had clawed his way back after losing to KiiNGKhyy, training even harder to get back to the finals to face off against KiiNGKhyy once again, but he was met with a force even more powerful than KiiNGKhyy at the time. His fight against Damien is really a whirlwind, honestly. We get this huge build up from Team Excalibur about their training and how far they have come, and then Klaus loses to Jack in the first round. Then we have Damien who appears. He completely shatters the life out of Julian. He comes for his pride, his confidence, and his status all together. This was a complete beatdown, and honestly not even close. Damien even let Julian fight using both rotations, and he lost with both. Julian also had his friends come to intervene, and all of them got stomped out. This was the start of the fall of the Emperor. Damien was playing mind games with Julian, toying around with him, and at the end, made him get on his knees and say that he is weak. I never would have expected the high and mighty Emperor to be saying something like this. Shortly after this, Ziggurat tells Julian that Hades Inc. has control over all of the Konzern's assets and he will keep the Konzern name in good stature as long as Julian stays loyal to him. Because of this, Julian went against his friends and was at the mercy of Ziggurat. One of the quotes that Julian ends up saying that I really like was, "There is no value in a broken sword." Julian had completely lost all confidence and hope in himself. The once great sword of the Destroyer, the jet black sword of Excalibur, is now broken just like he is. His two losses against KiiNGKhyy and Damien really put a hole in his exterior and made him question his worth now. He is Julian Konzern, a wealthy and powerful blader who was exceptional at everything. How could he have fallen so low? In one defeat, Julian lost everything that was rightfully his. He thought it was all gone. His fight against the Shine helps him see what he truly has. The Shine explains his deep love for Beyblade and why it is so great. Julian had only been seeing Beyblade as a tool to take control of the world and gain more money that he couldn't realize why it was so great. It is impossible for someone to keep winning forever. True strength is getting back up and fighting with honor. You keep fighting no matter what. That is the point of your base spirit. Julian's biggest weakness is that he lost once and can never get back up. He wasn't built for true toughness and how to deal with flaws. He is truly misunderstanding of his own flaws and tendencies that it took everyone around him to see it, and he still was aloof to it. Konzern thought he had nothing left, but that wasn't true. He still had his friends who stick by his side even though his wealth was gone. It was what he needed to think about and achieve. For Konzern, he could have gone in many other routes, but I like the way his story was made and just the timing that he came into the story. Having him also meet Ryuga and clashing against him was a great sign of two emperors, but Ryuga is still on another level. Julian is a spitting image of pride can't take you everywhere. It was through those defeats where his true flaws were made and why he has clung onto them. We don't see much of Julian again after the second season, but he was still a great antagonist at the time. He was exactly who the show needed at the time, adding a rich boy from Italy who the world was ready to see and to have the weight of expectations on his back, thriving to be victorious in all matters. Well, this is just a small video covering a bit about Julian Konzern and his character. Let me know what other characters you guys would like me to analyze and comment them down below. Also, come check out the Masquerade Discord below, link will be in the bio. I thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back in the next one. Peace.